Oh, hi. How we doing? Science Bro here. I'm just walking through the park this afternoon incognito. Shh. Don't tell anybody. I left the lab coat and the axe at home. Hopefully nobody recognizes me, but you never can tell if they are. Hopefully it's somebody cute or, not a ghoul in hiding. Usually ghouls don't come out during the day though. So I don't know. They're always evolving. You can never know. Anyways, I'm gonna start doing these little walk and talks every now and then. Just talk while I'm walking, about movies, spooky stuff, all that kind of fun things. Very unscripted. Um, just a short little conversation between me and you. Anyways, last night I been watching Tales from the Crypt on Shutter, because it's streaming on Shutter now, and um, they I'm almost done with season three. Season three, fantastic. Every episode except for maybe one. We won't get into that, but you usually watch those because you remember a lot of those from your childhood, if you're around my age or so. And I was watching one with classic character actor Brion James, rest in peace. Great episodes about a lumberjack, but a jealous lumberjack. Um, anyways, check it out if you haven't seen it. But it just got me thinking about Brion James again because, man, I used to love that guy, watching that guy when I was a kid. I think the first thing I ever saw him in was Tango and Cash. Maybe Tango and Cash. That was my first experience. I know he's in Blade Runner way before that, and some other things, Miami Vice, etc. But Blade Runner, yeah, and Tango and Cash, and I always thought he was, I always thought he was really good, had that Cockney accent from Tango and Cash. Then when I saw other movies with him as I got older, I realized that he's from California. So yeah, great actor, scary dude, very intense. Oh, and the horror show, that movie, I think it was initially supposed to be a House 3, like the sequel to the House movies with the legendary Lance Henriksen. That was always something I grew up watching too. I don't know if that came out before Tango and Cash or not. I can't think right now. I think it came out a little bit after. Anyways, Brion James, 6'3", big scary dude, fantastic character actor, small part in Fifth Element, um, as one of the president's guards or Secret Service or whatever they called them in that movie. Trying to think what else seen him in. Uh, bu- 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 I don't know. I'm gonna have to go find that Miami Vice episode with him in it. I only know that because I looked him up on IMDb and we got him listed on there as one of those things. But let me see something here. Of course, he's no longer with us. He died back in '99, at only 54 years old. I'm not sure how. Right now, I'm looking, but I don't know what happened to him. But if you know, leave a comment. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Nobody's looking. Okay, we're good. No spooky. No spooky characters out here today. Just nice people. We're good. I had to make sure. Don't want to get recognized again. Maybe smart internet sleuths can figure out where I'm at, but without telling you, probably wouldn't be that hard if you really know the area. But anyways, yeah. Back to Brion James. Let's talk about this lumberjack thing because basically the synopsis of the episode is that let's see, let's go back this way. It's loud over there. The synopsis of the episode is there's this attractive waitress who wants to quit the waitressing job and basically just be rich, if he doesn't, I guess. Um, so this one guy hits on her, which is, I only recognize him from one of the bikers from Stone Cold, starring again the incredible Lance Henriksen. Um, hits on her. She tries to blow him off. He doesn't take her advances or her rejection very well. So he pushes her around a little bit. Then Brion James appears out of nowhere and threatens the guy to get away from her. Anyway, she falls for Brion James, which Brion James is cool and all, but she is way out of his league in this. But she just likes him because he fights for her, I guess. I don't know. He seems like a knight in shining armor. And takes her back, and I think he marries her like after one night. I don't know. I can't. I'm just still trying to figure that out. Um, timetable and that is really kind of confusing. But um, so yeah, and it turns out he's like super jealous all the time because of lumberjacks. He owns a lumberjack company or whatever the hell you call it, log splitting company, and all the lumberjack guys know that this waitress has a history of being promiscuous, and he's joking about her, and he gets insanely jealous and turns into like a monster. Anyways, this new young guy comes in and starts working for him, played by, I can't think of his name right now, but I know he was, I think Daniel, the vampire Daniel in Lost Boys, one of the bad guys. Um, and he's just there to work, make money to move on with his life. But the wife is bored with Brion James and wants some excitement, so she hits on the new young hot dude. Brion James flips his shit and ends up. Oh, spoilers, by the way. This is this has got lots of spoilers. Ends up blinding him instead of killing him. I don't know. Tales from the Crypt thing. You think he would have been dead pretty easy, but he just hit him with the blunt side of an axe a couple times and blinded him. But anyways, he lives and he's blinded. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention that he's trying to compete for this log splitting like tournament. Whoever can split the fastest log, but he can't do it anymore now because he's blind. And all the other lumberjacks feel sorry for him. So after he's blinded, so they kind of like kidnap Brion James's character and his wife and put them inside hollow logs and gives the blind kid a chainsaw and tells him to use a chainsaw now to practice for the tournament as a blind person. And he cuts them in half inside the chainsaw. Well, it only shows Brion James being cut in half, which is really well done. They didn't show her getting it, which I was shocked. But anyways, it's a pretty violent episode, even for a Tales from the Crypt one. And it's the one I do not remember from my childhood. I don't know, maybe you remember it, but I don't remember it from my childhood. But it is definitely one of my top 5 episodes now. One for the reason being that Brion James is, in it, and he is always, always fantastic. I don't think I've ever seen anything with Brion James that I did not enjoy. Again, dude scared the hell out of me as I was a little science pro, and bummed I never got to meet him because, like I said, sadly he passed away back in 1999. But anyways, well, this is going to be it for this one. Just a little thing. Tell me what you think about Brion James or what you thought about his movies and his characters in the comments. All right. Oh, by the way, I also just started a Science Pro Patreon. I think that's how you say it, Patreon. $5 a month. Help fund this little organization. We don't run on the March of Dimes. Or we're not the March of Dimes. Remember that quote from Blade? Anyways, $5 a month, get you some goodies, some exclusive content. And I'm still working on it, so I'll be adding stuff to that continuously. But all right, guys, I want to sign off here. Again, don't tell anybody where I am. All right, catch you later.